Hello and good evening, and welcome to Psychic Talk with Priscilla Gendron. I'm your host, Priscilla, and we are coming live from a very, very hot and very, very sunny South Africa today. So I've been by the pool, relaxing, not doing much work. So that's always a pleasure. And joining me today is an amazing lady. And I'm so privileged to have her on the show tonight, as well as being an amazing friend and mentor. And I'd like to introduce you all to the amazing Suki Klair. Hi, good evening, Suki. Welcome.
Hello, everybody. I hope you're all well this evening or morning or night, wherever you are. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for joining us today. We are having a little bit of issues with our internet, so it might sort of cut out every now and then. So just bear with us as we do that, and we can just see how it goes. So we have Kathy. Hi, Kathy. Welcome. Kathy. She's also in the UK, like Suki.
Hi, Catherine. Hello.
Nice to have you on board. And right, so I think, we sort of kind of ending, our year, because we're in September now, and then it's going to be October. Sorry, we're in October now, and then it's like heading for November, December, and then it's a new year, and it's just like, hi Fraser, welcome.
Hi, Fraser, and Lena.
And Lena, yes, hi to Lena as well. And we just want to say a warm welcome to everybody as they start joining. Yeah, it's kind of like we're coming to sort of the end of the year and an end of two very tumultuous years, where people have kind of really like, how do we even just take that deep breath and breathe and really just find the answers we kind of looking for going forward in life, and us as psychics, and intuitives, I think we have found it incredibly hard to really focus on where we're going, who we are, and what it is that is important to us going forward. And we don't ever get a break either.
No.
I don't know about you,
no.
But Spirit don't want to let us have a break, and it's difficult sometimes, to sort of like have to still function in the world and keep everything together and still have our connection to Spirit and keep it strong. So that's all very, very important to understand. So it just feels like it's difficult. Hi, Shirley.
And I think my personal view on that is not to separate the self from the spirit to the day-to-day stuff, because I think in the past we've been on this platform where this is our spiritual work, this is me, this is my other self, this is my work self. We need to be able to blend everything together. This is why I think we are having such difficult times in the energy that we are living in at the moment, because it's very disruptive. And especially with the clients that I see, the main thread that's coming through is, I really don't know where I'm going. What I thought I knew and what made sense to me and what I trusted no longer makes sense to me. I no longer trust that, and I don't trust myself to move forward and make the right decisions for me. In a way, we are in the breath between the breath, where we are going, okay, what do I need to do next? And I think the one thing definitely that's coming from Spirit is trust. Trust us and trust yourself. Trust that instinct that we all have. You don't have to particularly be as labels go, be a psychic or a medium or any, because all of us have got this instinct. Some of us have allowed ourselves to sit in that energy, to be involved in that energy, to embrace that energy, that intuition. And this is why our intuitive muscle is a lot stronger perhaps than others, but
Yes.
everybody has this ability to connect with spirit.
Very much so. And it's so important for us as spiritual people to be able to
Mm-hmm.
have that connection and to be able to hear, as you say, messages from spirit, and have the
Yeah.
clarity of what they're trying to bring forward, because we are
Mm.
almost like their conduits.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. We are the go-betweens, or the interpreters, or the messengers, however it sits well with you. We are that and much more as well. The messages that we receive, and we have to trust those messages as well, to say, okay, I'm getting this message. How am I going to be able to communicate that message with the person sitting in front of me, or the audience sitting in front of me? And you have to trust yourself that, again, speak with integrity, speak with truth, speak with honesty. And again, sometimes, I mean, we get it wrong sometimes as well, because the translation or the communication may be coming
Yes.
in either too strong or too quick, so we have to ask them to slow down a little bit. But
Yeah.
again, it's practicing that fine tuning of listening and feeling and smelling and understanding, and all of these, it's all wrapped up into one. We
Yes.
shouldn't be separating this aspect or that aspect of our intuition, because it is all one.
Mm. So we should actually be listening to our own hearts and to our own intuition, because, not just
Mm.
because the two of us have, are more intuitive, we all have that
Yeah.
intuition about us.
Mm.
And so it's important to be able to allow spirit to really help us to hear the messages that we need to receive, whether it
Yeah.
be from spirit, whether it be just from the divine, in order to allow
Mm.
us to make the right decisions going forward. It's about, and we say, trust your gut feeling, and go forward
Yeah.
with trusting your gut feeling.
Mm.
Some people
Yeah.
take it on and really embrace it in a deeper way, like we
Mm.
have,
Yeah.
and it becomes part of our lives. But a lot of
Mm.
people tend not to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's one of the dividing the barriers, shall we say, is the fear. What if I can't do it? What if I have to do this? And what if I can't commit to it? And what if I pick something up that I'm not supposed to know or see? Or what if I can't control the energies that are coming through? It's working with your guides, recognizing that we all have helpers. We have an amazing team beside us, behind us, in front of us, who are there to look after us. But we have our free will, in the sense that we have to ask them to step forward and support us in whatever journey that we are taking, whether you are new to all of this stuff, or whether you are a seasoned person who's been doing this work for a long time. It is about trusting and asking for help. We as individuals, and this is all of us, whether you're an intuitive or not, we're very bad at asking for help, because we think we can do it ourselves. We think we are know-it-alls to a certain extent. I know how to do that, I'll do that. And that's a hard lesson to learn, to even to ask spirit, because we will keep learning the lessons over and over and over
Yes.
again, until we sit down and understand, why am I keep going into these situations over and over again? What am I not learning? Or what am I not listening to? Who am I not listening to?
Yeah. No, it's very important, and it's very important to really
Mm.
be able to trust the process we're going through, because we have gone through such an intense
Yeah.
time over the last 2 years. Now, more
Mm.
than ever, we need to really trust that gut feeling, the feeling, whether
Yeah.
it's right or wrong, yes and no,
Mm.
and really hone that in.
Yeah.
So it's an important. I know we're going to be having quite a bit of issues with the internet today, so I just ask
Mm.
you to just bear with
I'll
me
try
as
and keep
we.
up.
It is a bit, so, leading into that, we would be talking about trusting our gut feelings. The two of us do a lot of communicating with spirit in a very different way. And some of it is called channeling, where we channel messages from our loved ones or from spirit guides or beings, angels, intuitives, things like that. So from your side, what do you feel is your interpretation of what channeling is for you?
For me, channeling is that connection that I have with the entity or the celestial being that I channel. I call Amber. So basically, it's I'm the best way I can explain it is I'm stepping into a room where she is inviting me to step in. And I'm trusting myself, I'm trusting her, and I'm trusting the process and spirit to step into this room and have a conversation with her. So she comes through me in a sense of, and I'm the voice for her. She uses my voice. She uses my physical presence to connect to this physical plane in order to bring her message through. So channeling is simply that you are becoming the spokesperson for the energy that you are channeling, or who wants to communicate, or who wants to bring a message forward, or who wants to be able to give comfort to people, give them an hope. I think a lot of the channelings that's coming through at the moment is about giving people hope that this is not the end, this is not the end of times, this is actually the beginning of an incredible journey that we have been to a certain extent pushed into, but again, it is our free will as to how we go on this journey, how we decide to step onto this road, whether it's with fear or whether it's with trust. And the channelings that are coming through, it is all about the support that they are telling us, that we are here for you. Anything you need, if you don't understand something, ask us, and we will send the messages through, whether you get it as a song on the radio, or you get it as a passage in a book, or you might be driving along and there's a number plate that you read, or a presenter says something that really resonates with you. That is a message that you are receiving.
Yes. And, especially when you are not really looking for it, or maybe you are looking for it, and these little messages are those little golden nuggets. It doesn't have to be this huge, big billboard or somebody coming and saying, this is what you need to be doing. It's those small, little, subtle messages that just, tell you you're on the right track, or that's your answer, things like that.
Yeah.
And
you
that's
just
so
know.
important.
You just have that knowing. People just have that knowing, that understanding, and it's in the gut. It's right in the center of their essence. I just know that that message is for me, and it can be very comforting. And the messages that are coming through are coming through to stop us from beating ourselves up for not doing this or that or the other, and to fracture the fear that we are being imprisoned in at the moment. And it is to, because I've always said throughout this whole process, there is great hope. There is great hope, but the hope is on our shoulders. We are responsible for we as individuals, no matter what you do, however small an act you do on a day-to-day basis, we are all instigators of this hope. We are burning that flame that we are bringing forward and saying, okay, I don't want to live like this anymore, but I want a better future for myself and my children. So, and it is that hope that we want to take forward and build on that hope, so that when we create our futures the way we want to live, we are bringing that into our reality. But we have to release ourselves from the fear. And this is where, when we are communicating with spirit and we are channeling spirit and they are coming through, they are saying to us, don't fear, trust yourselves, trust us, and because there is great hope for us. But all we hear in the news is doom and gloom. this has happened and that has happened. You know, I said to my mom yesterday, is there anything ever that comes on that box that is joyful, that will make your heart smile, that will make you go, oh, you know what, yeah, I can get up in the morning and I know it's going to be a better day, or from this moment it's going to be, the next moment's going to be better, never mind the next morning. Whatever makes your heart smile, I always say, you know, keep away from these energies that bring you down. You know that you are being imprisoned in this cocoon where we are being isolated from one another, where we are being prevented from communicating at a level that brings us life. That life force, that touch of another person, that hug, that conversation, that communication, the gatherings that we are meant to be sitting in, all of that is being prevented at the moment because they know that this energy is meant to come through at this time. Excuse me.
Yeah, they're meant to have those messages at the precise moment when it's supposed to come through. You know, there's also no forcing the situation to happen. And sometimes it is that you have to be at the right space at the right time to give the right message. And I've had that many a time where I've had, you know, been in places that I thought I would never be, and gave the message that I needed to give from their loved ones, which really just helped them to heal and move forward, which has always been, you know, quite magical. So I see people are starting to
message. Sorry to interrupt you, Priscilla. I had a message on Monday from a loved one that had recently passed, and he said that when he died, he came back to life. He literally went into life, but we need to learn how to live our life in where we are at this moment.
Yes,
because there is no, and again, it's hard for people to accept that there is no death. It is simply another transition into a journey that you are taking into another life.
Yes. And it's so important to be able to just know that it's just a stepping stone, something different.
So and that's where the hope is.
Yeah, and also you've been like asking Spirit to give you the messages, to help you, to give you the signs.
Yeah.
And it's so important to look for them and to pay attention to them. So I've been asking people to put the questions in the chat box, and we've got Catherine. She has put a question in, and she says, I'm having strange dreams lately about 4 a.m. that I'm remembering about things and people in my life, like fetching Josh and Tom, which are her grandkids, from baby school. In the spirit, is the spirit trying to tell me something? So it's kind of like the grandkids aren't little anymore, but she's dreaming of the past of having to fetch them from school.
It's okay. The dream that you're having, Catherine, is again that twilight hour, that time is when you are the closest to spirit in your state of natural essence. Your spirit goes and meets spirit, and the energies converge and the energies combine. But the message that you are receiving is about learning, it's about comfort, it's about looking after your loved ones, but also looking after yourself as well, because what they're saying is that you need to concentrate on yourself in looking after you, and it is about re-education. It is about looking at things differently, but you're not listening because all of a sudden my ear's gone deaf. It's like you're not listening. And it is in this life, you know, the young people who are being born at the moment are so incredibly open, and they are so incredibly connected, that they're walking around and observing and soaking in all of this information. It is the adults, it is the older people who are finding it difficult to be in this space at the moment. So all Spirit are saying to you is be kinder to yourself, be more open to the experiences that you are having, and to listen. You need to start listening.
Okay. Suki froze a little bit.
Yeah. like fetching Josh and Tom from baby school. Yeah. What is it going forward? I feel like you've got some new learning ahead of you. Quite exciting for you, Catherine. It's like, oh, okay, this is what I'm meant to be doing. You know, and it really resonates with you. But listen, and also ask the questions as well, because the children at nursery, they're always asking questions. Teacher, what about this and what about this? They never restrict themselves from asking the questions. And and as we get older, we start to ask less, and we start to listen to ourselves less and less and less. And so we become insular in ourselves. We forget that there's a whole world beyond ourselves, beyond our energies, who are and the individual spirit that is there. They're here to help us.
Definitely. Also, just taking up from that, I do get a sense of it just being, it's about, you know, as you say, new beginnings, things changing, and spirit evolving for her as well. So I get a sense of there being a lot of changes for her, but having to start with herself first.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, you're being too hard on yourself. Definitely too hard on yourself. You know, you wouldn't be that hard on your grandkids if they did something wrong, shall we say, in inverted commas. But that's what I'm saying. You need to give that love back to yourself and be softer with yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself.
She says very true.
Yeah, that's the block. That's what you're not listening to, because that inner voice that is feeding the fear, that is blocking you from trusting yourself more.
Yes, definitely. It's about doing for yourself first and getting yourself ready and prepared before you can help others, because she's always helping other people. So it's about help yourself first. Get yourself sorted first.
Bottom line, that's not being selfish, because you have to be mindful of who are you not looking after, and 100% of the time it's yourself. We are not looking after ourselves in the way that we need to, because of the pressures of life and this, oh, I should be doing this, I have to do this, I must do this. All of that distracts us from giving ourselves the love and attention that we need.
Very true. Very true. Okay, so going on to our next question. It's from Brent Lee. Amazing young man. He's in India.
Hello, Brent.
And he says, can Spirit tell me what I should be expecting for 2022?
Okay, 2022 for you is, I feel that the direction that you have been going in, it doesn't quite sit well in your heart. Still, there's still some adjustments that you need to make, but I do feel like there's more learning for you. It's like the mind is opening, but you need to trust your instincts more. You need to trust yourself more, that what you are looking at, what you are hearing, is not always the whole picture. You've got to start to read between the lines and bring out the messages that are coming through to you. But 2022 for you is going to be a year of expansion. It is going to be a year of you uplifting yourself, because I feel like this year especially you have become very entrenched in I hate to say the word dogma. You become very entrenched. You need to free yourself from that, and be able to breathe, be able to really breathe, and to be able to be that free spirit that you actually are. 2022 for you is, up until March, you're still going to be trying to figure things out. But once you get to the point of March, spring, you're just going to be flying. Decide work it out, sit there and literally put in front of you, what is it that my heart truly wants? What is my spirit telling me to do? And what am I doing to prevent myself from experiencing and enjoying and embracing the abundance? Because I think the abundance has been lacking for you as well. You need to get out of your way, Brent. Out of your way, because 2020 for you is going to be an incredible year. It really is, because I feel that you're going to be really stepping up outside, out of your shell, and more into your essence, into your light, into your spirit. Somebody else who's not listening to the signs. I do believe you've been getting quite a few signs, but you've been like, okay, I didn't see that.
Or just turning a blind eye to it, maybe.
Yeah.
I do also get a sense for Brent Lee that there are still a lot more things that he needs to learn and absorb and enhance who he is as a person. So I feel like for him as well, it's going to be quite an I wouldn't say difficult journey, but it's kind of like it's not paved in gold, and he has to have those little obstacles to really help him make the right decisions to go in the right direction.
Yeah, you're too confined, you're too structured. Be more yourself, be more free. Your cocoon where you went into, you're trying to escape as a butterfly, but the cocoon has become rigid. And you can't escape from that. Be less structured. Be more kind to yourself.
Definitely. Well, we hope that's helped you, Brent Lee. It's nice to see you on board. We haven't seen you for ages. Okay, so our next lady is Shelley, and she would like to know, what does 2022 hold for her?
Oh, just as soon as Shelley came out, I got this picture in my head of Tigger in Winnie the Pooh. I don't know whether you know Winnie the Pooh. And Tigger's always bouncing. He's got lots of energy. I just feel that your energy has been very low this last 18 months or so, especially these last 6 months. I just feel like there's been a stagnation. But 2020 for you, it's almost like you're going to step into 2022 and say, you know what? I'm going to do what I want to do. I really am going to decide for myself. This is what I want to do, because you've been holding yourself back. Put the plans. You need to dust off your plans that you had for yourself in 2020. Because I'm getting 2020, you had some plans that you put in place, and all of a sudden you put them on the top shelf, and you thought, okay, I'll deal with that later. You need to start building, putting the building bricks into your home, shall we say. And there's a determination there for you to actually succeed, even and I feel like you need to let yourself go from certain restrictions and individuals who are holding you back, holding you down, and you will come to that realization. And 2022 for you will be definitely a year of rebalancing as well. Balancing your work life, balancing your personal life, balancing your health, balancing your well-being, because I feel like it's up and down like this, up and down this last year.
I think that's
but
been
decide
like
on you need to decide, because I feel like Tigger, you've been jumping from here, then all of a sudden you jump there, and all of a sudden you jump there, and nothing ever completed. So focus. Okay, this is what I'm going to do, and plan. Put your plans in place and execute those plans in a very sort of fluid way. I hope that's helped.
I feel the same way. I definitely feel like for her, 2022 is going to be very much a year for laying down solid foundations for her future, to take things to a different level for herself going forward. So we're very much on the same page there. So I hope that helps, Shells. Okay, so next up is Wilma. And Wilma says, do you have see any messages for me from Spirit, Wilma?
Sit down. Wilbur, you need to sit down. You need to stop fretting. You need to stop being everything and every person for everyone around you. And I feel like there's an emptiness there. You need to sit down. there's a gentleman here coming forward who's just putting his hands on your shoulders and literally keep plonking you on the sofa and saying, you're not moving now, you're not moving, you need to sit down and take a breath, because I feel like you've just been running, and there's a tiredness there. There's a oh, I can't do this anymore, but I don't know what else to do. Sit and let us take care of you. Let us take care of you. Again, a lady who's always give, and she comes home and she closes the door and there's nothing on her plate for her. And there's a loneliness there, there's an emptiness there. Simply say you need to sit down and just allow yourself to just be in that moment, be present with yourself, and what everything that you are giving out, you need to give to you. Okay? They are quite, I get they're concerned about you. They're concerned about you because it's almost like you're getting to the point of, I can't do this anymore. I haven't got the energy. I haven't got the strength. They've been very gentle with you at this moment, but they're almost saying we don't want to force you to sit down. You have to make that decision yourself because we don't want that. We don't want you to get to that point where you're going to have to sit down because you've got no choice.
Yeah.
So yes, definitely just because I feel that you've had a very, very difficult year. Very difficult year, and you're still in that state of shock. Yeah, I just feel like you're like still in that state of shock. You're still in that state of I just and it's almost like, okay, I don't want to look, I don't want to see it. I'll just carry on. But no, you've got to sit down. You've got to sit down.
Just take time for herself.
Yes.
Yeah, I think she needs to take time for herself and stop worrying about everybody else and doing for everybody else, helping everybody else. Just needs to help herself, and it's very much the theme for this evening. Is that, you know?
Oh yes. Everybody, you need to. Everybody that you are helping, you need to be everybody to yourself. You literally need to be everybody for yourself, because you are at that point of total burnout, and that's not good.
Yeah, it's not easy. Really not easy.
Yeah, sacrifices have to be made, but not by you. That's very clear, not by you. And you have to be firm. You have to be firm because things around you, situations around you, from what they're saying, where they're like, no, you don't need to do that. You don't need to say yes. Just say what's in and say what's on your mind and free your throat. Just speak.
Yeah, because sometimes you feel like you have to just hold it in because you don't want to offend or turn up the apple cart. But sometimes things have to be said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
Okay. So Shelly says, thank you, very spot on.
Okay. Thank you, Shelly.
And then we have Frenchie, who's arrived late as usual.
Hello, Mr. Frenchie. Late as ever. I dare I say it. He's on continental time.
Yeah, that's it. And he's on Africa time.
Yes, most definitely. Okay. I hope you're well.
So our next lady is Danae, and she wants to know, please, can I have a reading about my health? So it's something about her health.
Your health, definitely. You've been in a state of shock about it almost suddenly. It's like you're in a state of panic. You need to make adjustments. You're in too much of a stressful situation which is feeding into deterioration in your health. once you make these adjustments around you, and this is about you going at 100 miles an hour when your engine is only made for 50 miles an hour. I hope that makes sense. So you've been pushing yourself, which has had a significant impact on your health. As soon as you take the pressure off, your health will settle. It's going to take about 6 months, but for you to learn this lesson, because you've been here before. It's almost like I feel like you've been here before, almost to this point, not as bad, but almost to this point. And it is about taking your foot off the accelerator. Your health, I feel like there's adjustments that you need to make, and you need to make them. It almost like you get up in the morning and you decide, that's it. I'm going to do away with this. I'm going to stop doing this. I'm going to stop doing that. And I need to put myself first. And your health has to be your priority at the moment. But your health is not it's not irreversible. It's basically almost like a warning sign for you, and it literally this health issue has got you by the shoulders and slap they're showing me, and you that's the state of shock. Oh my God, I can't believe it's come to this. But believe it, because you have contributed to it. I'm so sorry, that sounds really mean. But it's again going back to the self-care. It's about you are important, you are significant, you are an individual who deserves to be at a place where you are at peace with yourself. You love yourself, you have time for you, because it is your time. And when we are rushing and we pick something up and we know it's bad for us to eat, and we still consume that product, we still consume things that we know are bad for us, but we still do it knowing it's not good. And then we wonder, why is my health like this? And that, exactly. Again, please, I'm not being judgmental. I'm simply saying to you that you step back. Stop doing the things that you know are contributing to, because I feel like there's around the women area issue and things coming up, because my throat is getting really acidy. It's all of this. It's all about the emotions that you are keeping inside as well, which are manifesting themselves on a physical basis. Deal with the emotional side too. Deal with why you are under emotional distress, because your body is telling you. Your body is telling you. Take time out every day and sit with your body. Your body will tell you, what I need to get better. And when I say sit with yourself, I mean in quietness, in meditation, in stillness. Whether you do it in the open air, which is probably better, with your feet on the floor, when you are grounding yourself, you will get the answers you need. But stop panicking. At this moment, you're in a state of panic and shock, but it is not irreversible. Okay, I don't know why they're saying that in that particular order. It's yeah, you'll be fine.
Yeah,
but make those adjustments now.
Yeah, I know you touched on sort of the female parts and stuff like that, and she did put in the little comment. She said, "Pregnancy with a query mark." What I get is that the body's not ready for that yet, and I feel like she needs to do things for her body first before she can actually have that. So
you've got to be in alignment. Sorry, Priscilla, carry on.
No, let's carry on. It's fine.
No, what I'm getting, you've got to be in alignment. The block that's there is created emotionally. There's an emotional oh gosh, it's almost like there's a burning sensation. There's an emotional burn that's going on here that you need to address here. Okay, when you are at peace with it here and here, then it will open up. Your energy centers will open up, and the life force that you want to bring forward will come through. Okay, but it's got to start with you. Okay, once you make these adjustments, Yeah, because I feel like, you're the kind of person, like many of us, we do it for a couple of days and then we think, okay, I'm feeling a little bit better, and you go back to old habits that are not good for you, but you seem to creep them back in bit by bit, and all of a sudden, 3 weeks down the road, you're back to square one. Be consistent, be mindful, be focused, and listen and talk to your body. Your body is asking you, speak to me. You're not listening, and I will tell you what you need to do. I know it sounds it's not off the wall, because it is simply, that's what your body is saying to you, and your spirit is asking you to speak to your body.
Definitely.
Thank you, Ollie.
Thanks, Owen. Okay, our next lady or person is the Rocks. What should I expect with respect to my relationship in 2022?
Let me throw a question back at you. What do you want? Because you're very undecided. Be clear on what you want. Be clear on be clear on the energies that you invite into your home, into your heart. Be clear of that, because sometimes we think we are second best. We are treated like second best. So be very clear on, honor yourself, and your relationships will honor you as well. Again, going back to the theme of self-care and self-love and self-actualization and identification of, this is who I am, but your relationship is it's almost, the question back at you, what do you want in your life? Be very clear about the energies you want to bring in, because I feel like you've always settled. Well, that'll do. Well, if that's how you've settled, then the that'll do relationship that'll do, it's because it's got that energy there. Have better expectations of yourself, because I feel like there's a lack of confidence there in yourself as a person, and that lack of confidence it keeps you from accepting certain elements about you that you feel that you have to adapt and change, but don't sit right with you. So relationships next year for you, once you have cleared your essence of how you look at yourself in the mirror, they will resonate back at you. Okay, but it starts with you. It's not about the other person being disruptive, or you not experiencing the relationships that you want. It is about, what space are you creating in yourself to attract that energy, because you're calling out, going, hi, here I am, you'll do, because that's how I look at myself. Yeah, that'll do. So can you see the energy there? Respect, because that word really jumped out to me in your question. What should I expect with respect to my relationships? You are not respecting yourself.
Yeah, I'm getting exactly the same thing, is that the respect part is not there from other people as well, but also, you're not respecting yourself to stand in your own truth of who you are as a person, and you're allowing other people to disrespect you.
Yeah.
And to treat you with disrespect. And I feel like this year is a year for really standing in their truth, being who they need to be, and having a voice. I feel like maybe the voice is just not being spoken as it should.
Yes.
So it's it's very important to be able to have that voice and be able to express themselves. Definitely. So we hope that's helped you. Right. So moving on, We have our man Fraser. Any messages for me, lovely ladies? What am I missing? Well, we haven't got all
What are
night.
you missing? Oh, okay. What am I missing? That is such a trick question, Fraser. What am I missing? I'm not going to let you go with that, Priscilla.
You're passing the buck. That's not fair.
I'm not passing the buck. I'm not passing the buck. It's not passing the buck. It's about the communications that you've been receiving, Fraser. You are not missing the bus. You know, you've got the 89 bus coming through. You've got the 79 bus coming through. You've got the number 4 bus coming through. You've got the number 58 bus coming through. And I know you deal with numbers, and those numbers are significant. You're not missing anything. You are taking the journey. When we go on a journey that's quite long, and we know that the connections that we have to make, we have to get on the right bus to get onto the right station, and we get off at that station to get onto the next bus, but the next bus has to be there to take us to the next part of the journey. This is the process that you are going through. You are not missing anything. You are very, very much aware. But sometimes if we miss the bus, and he'll perfectly understand why I'm using buses coming from the UK, and it's the red bus and the green bus and the yellow bus. Again, as a color therapist, and he is fantastic, by the way, people. You know, as a color consultant, and the way he deals with numbers and everything, you are not missing the bus. Sometimes we have to sit on that bench at that bus station and just observe and take a breath and just observe. We are we are rush, and this is where we miss the simplicity of life that makes us feel that we are enough, that what I'm doing in this moment is bringing me joy, it's making me happy. We are enough. This is one of the conditions, the ailments of the human nature, in that you do not sit still. You do not take that moment to breathe. And we're not talking about how you breathe on as you are busying in your lives. It is to make that conscious effort to allow the breath of the universe to come through you and bring peace to your essence and allow you to sit in harmony within yourself, because that nirvana that exists out there is here. That's what you're missing. That is what you are missing. And the connection that we are unplugging ourselves from nature and all the abundance that is out there within our reach, that we walk past because, or run past or drive past because we are so busy in our lives that we are not living. That is what we are all missing. And that is your responsibility. That is your responsibility. You cannot blame external forces for the state that you are in, because you are not honoring yourself. You are
100%
prepared to sit and be in your energy, because you are afraid to hear that voice inside of you say, okay, you know, that could have gone better, but hey, it's okay, you tried. And the fact that you tried is an achievement. You've got to give yourself credit. You've got to, you know, give yourself space, and you've got to stop blaming yourself and take the pressure of yourself, because we are here now in this moment, and it's okay. Just breathe. And it's the little simple things that we find so difficult to do. 5 minutes out of your day, take your shoes off, go outside, stand on some earth, and just breathe. It's like supercharging your body and your spirit and your mind. And that's all it takes.
Yeah,
But we
100%.
rush.
All the time. Yeah, what I'm getting for Fraser is very much in line with what you're saying. It's like stop and smell the roses. You know, sometimes we're so busy chasing that elusive thing that we need to get to, that thing, that spiritual nirvana or that goal or whatever it is, that we forget that it's the journey from A to Z. You know, you're not just like running to Z and being unobservant of the rest of the journey. It's about, actually, you're right, it's about getting to that station and having to wait for the next bus, and not just saying, okay, I'm jumping from one bus to the next, and you're running and running and running and chasing that bus and jumping on it. It's about just taking some time for you, you know, sit and have a cup of tea, you know, and you know, as you say, take your shoes off and sit in the grass and just enjoy those times and those moments to process the things that you're going through, so that when you go into the next step of your journey or an evolution, that you go into it with a stronger foundation. And I think that for Fraser, 2022 is that. It's about starting now to lay a solid foundation for next year, because there are big things coming for him, and he needs to be in a proper place and situation within himself, soul-wise, not physically, but soul-wise. He needs to be in the right frame of.
And again, the physical space will be created for you to step into, and the spiritual space and the emotional space, that's your responsibility. And this is for everybody. You know, take responsibility for yourself in a loving way, not in I'm beating myself up today because I only did 100 things out of my list of 1,000 things. It's too much. The energies are very overwhelming at the moment, and we need to simplify our lives. We need to simplify how we approach ourselves in our lives.
Yeah, it's very important to, you know, simplify things, because if you don't simplify things, then it gets more complicated as you go along.
Certainly.
So if anybody's not asked a question yet and would like to ask, we're sort of coming really to the top of the hour already. I know it just feels like we've just started. And if anybody has any final questions they'd like to ask, or if they haven't asked anything yet and would like to ask something quickly, please just put it into the chat, and we'll try and answer it for you. So, okay. So,
this is such a beautiful space to be able to connect.
It is. It's been an absolutely amazing space, and everybody's been so wonderful and stuff like that. So, any final questions? Okay. Okay, Suki. So maybe I need to.
Would you like to ask Amber a question?
Yeah. So let's maybe ask Amber a question. If we can maybe ask Amber, who's her channel being, what can we expect for 2022 for all of us as a collective?
As a collective, you are creating a space that you have been hoping for many, many, many years. Because many of you have felt something was out of line, something was not right. And your spirit has been telling you the times that we have been living in were artificial. The future, there is great upheaval, because out of this cocoon that we are coming out of, that we have been, you have been in without knowing, you're coming out into the light. You're coming out into the essence and really seeing the reflection of your true selves. You ask about 2022. 2022 will blend into many years, but you will find that time becomes irrelevant. It is the journey that is important. You restrict yourselves with the timelines that you impose yourselves in. Free yourself from those chains. You are entering a time where the transformation has started and there is no turning back. For many of you, you are feeling the pain. You are feeling the trauma of generational, ancestral wrongs that you are carrying the burdens for at this moment, which are being released. And that is necessary for you to go forward, cleansed and free and pure. Your biggest enemy is the fear that you carry within yourselves. That energy is what divides you. It's what keeps you apart. And once you have regained your trust in your spirit, and you see your light, and you recognize your light, and you shine your light as we see you, your futures are pure, the nirvana that you have always sought, but felt out of reach. There is, yes, great upheaval, revelations, much distress, as the truths are revealed. But with that also comes release and healing and understanding. Sometimes the behaviors of individuals around us do not make sense. But each and every one of you is going through this journey. You are all in this process of healing and transformation. And yes, it is painful on many levels. But this change that you are going through is irreversible. And there is great hope for you. Great hope. We wait for the day when we are able to stand front as you stand with your brothers and sisters. As we see you, you will be able to see us. And when that moment arrives, it will not be with fear that you step back, but it will be with joy that you step forward, as we will embrace this divide that has kept us separated is being dismantled, brick by brick, step by step, because it cannot fall at once. There needs to be consideration for the damage that has been done and the healing that needs to be energized so that the next part of the divide can be dismantled. Each and every moment that we have been separated, we have mourned. And each and every moment that brings us together, we celebrate. Your heart is my heart. My love is your love.
Thank you. It was beautiful. It was a wonderful, beautiful message. And I just wanted to thank everybody for joining us tonight. And if anybody would like to have a session with Suki and go more in depth, they can get her on blue.orchid15@hotmail.com. And we just want to thank you so much, Suki, for being here today with us and sharing this wonderful energy, and for the beautiful message from Amber. And Owen says, wonderful, loving the wonderful messages of love and guidance. Bless you both, Priscilla and Suki. Thank you, Owen.
Thank you, Owen. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for being
powerful. Here. I will re-listen.
Thank you,
Kathy is just going to re-listen to it. And if you do want to book a session with Suki, as I said before, this is her email address, and you can get hold of her there. And we just want to say thank you very much for joining us today. And join me again, same time next week, or the Friday, I think. I'm not sure. But if you click like and subscribe to the channel, it will give you reminders of any of the upcoming talks that we've got planned over the next couple of months. On Saturday, I'm going to be live at 2 p.m. On the Wellness Lifestyle Conference, and we'll be talking to a wonderful lady from originally from Turkey who now lives in the States, and her name is Sev Tok, and we'll be talking about all things psychic and how to develop yourself psychically and receive messages from your loved ones. So I want to say thank you very much from myself, Priscilla, and from Suki. Suki, thank you so much for joining us.
Incredible evening by an incredible lady. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much. So it says, wow, powerful, heartfelt words of truth and wisdom. Bless you for sharing and caring. Thanks, Owen.
Oh,
lots of love to everybody. I will see you soon. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.